Watch with your toes, Stibbons. Your toes.
Good to see you, friend. Just mind where you step. I'd rather not have to start my search all over again.
I remember you. As I recall, you were somewhat helpful the last time my manservant got into a spot of trouble. I won't turn away good fortune. You know how useless Stibbons can be when it comes to recovering historic artifacts. An antique Argonian renewal charm. Without one, they'll never let me observe the ritual of renewal, and that's the whole reason I came to this backwater in the first place. Ugh, now if only Stibbons would stop playing in the mud and find the damn thing. I'll have you know, I paid a lot for that information. But Stibbons is exceedingly slow and requires constant supervision. Why, I can't even spare a moment to look for the hand mirror he lost. Would you mind ever so much finding it for me, please? That hand mirror is a family heirloom. I can't bear the thought of never seeing it again. Ugh, in the meantime, I need to keep prodding my manservant. If I give Stibbons even a moment's reprieve, he'll find a way to laze about. He's ever so good at that. I believe it has something to do with Argonian mating habits, but I'm not quite sure. Hence my desire to observe the annual ritual. I have a keen interest in the romantic tendencies of different cultures. Purely on an academic level, you understand. Oh, I've been researching the mating habits of the indigenous races. Fascinating stuff. I plan to write a book. A reference to an Argonian ritual of renewal I came across intrigued me, but the details were vague. So we traveled here to investigate. Why, whatever do you mean? I'm quite sure that if anything untoward happened to my manservant, I'd be the first to know. Besides, Stibbons may seem frail and sluggish, but I have no idea where I was going with that line of reasoning.
I heard Milady ask you to recover her favorite hand mirror. I'll have you know, I only dropped it because that wild beast frightened the hair right off my head. It's a monster. Be ever so careful or it will tear you to ribbons.
Help! I say help! Stibbons has gotten himself stuck fast.
Much thanks. That wasn't as pleasant as you might expect.
A less famous treasure hunter might think the Argonians wanted to foil her efforts to locate a renewal charm. But Lady Laurent is not so easily deterred. We are going to find one of those charms, even if Stibbons has to search the entire swamp. It's used in the mysterious ritual of renewal that one particular tribe of Argonians conducts on an annual basis. Carved from the living root of their history, or so I've been led to believe. They won't let an outsider attend the rite without one. That's hard to say. Mostly because no one will give me a definitive answer. As far as I can tell, it's somehow connected to the tribe's breeding practices. The closest I got was when many whispers offered to point me towards a charm. For a price. Gold. An obscene amount, truth be told. Look, Stibbons is reliable, but he has his failings. So many, many failings. Will you accompany him to many whispers in the Swallowed Grove? Help him confront the lying Argonian and get me one of those charms? After you and Stibbons confront many whispers, meet me at the Lodge of Renewal. It's north of the Bright Throat village, out in the middle of nowhere. Come to think of it, everything out here is in the middle of nowhere. But I'm sure you'll find it. He's an Argonian, a scout of some kind. Knows the swamp like a bear knows honey. Many Whispers was willing to talk to me when so many of his fellows wouldn't give me the time of day. I'm not sure Argonians can tell time, but you get my point. I gave him a small fortune in gold. He may have sent us here in good faith, or he may have tried to cheat me. I will not be fleeced. Besides, as far as I can tell, he is the best scout in the area. If there's a charm to be had, he'll know about it.
I'm glad you agreed to accompany me. I had a bad feeling about many Whispers from the first moment we met. Trust isn't something that comes naturally to well-trained manservants. As far as many Whispers is concerned, he's taken an aggressive interest in visitors investigating objects of historical significance. It is when one of those interested parties happens to be Milady Clarisse Laurent. But you'll see what I mean when we get to the Swallowed Grove. Just head north and I'll meet you there. Lady Laurent demands restitution, you jackanapes!
Jackanapes? You must have me confused with an Argonian of another tribe.
I'm glad you agreed to accompany me. I had a bad feeling about many Whispers from the first moment we met. The good manservant learns how to avoid even the most unpleasant situations. It's what we do.
Keep your voice low, or you'll awaken every skeleton in the grove. What are you doing down here, by the way? Oh, the dry-skinned shrew. Her manservant has been bending my frill in a most unpleasant manner. Understand, I pointed her toward one possible location. I never said she would definitely find a charm in that puddle of mud. Lied? Oh, not in so many words, no. I sold her hope, which she seemed to desperately need at the time. Look, if she really wants a renewal charm, I just so happen to have one. Would you like to make a trade? I must admit, you certainly present a more compelling argument than the manservant. Oh, very well. Take the charm, and tell Lady Laurent that she has gnawed away at the goodwill of many whispers. Well, let me think about that. If I had just sold her the charm up front, she never would have given me gold to point her toward the mud puddle, and then you wouldn't be here willing to negotiate another deal. Next question.
Lady Laurent awaits us at the Renewal Lodge. You leave the cave first. I'm much more stealthy when I'm on my own. Besides, I need another moment to recover. The thick air down here has left me rather peaked.
No, it is not possible. You do not even possess a renewal charm.
Look, here they come now.
Even so, no outsider has ever participated in our sacred rite.
You talk to her. Maybe she'll understand your less refined use of the language.
I have a deep aversion to conflict of any kind. I do hope the Argonians agree to Milady's request sooner rather than later. They must realize that Lady Laurent always gets her way.
Will you please talk to that Argonian and clear up this matter? Oh, I detest these kinds of delays with a passion.
You are the outsider who brought life to the lost village. All of Murkmire owes you a debt of gratitude. I am surprised that you speak for the loud woman, but my answer remained the same. No Ogel has ever witnessed our sacred rite. I suppose one outsider could be permitted to take part in the ritual of renewal. Of course, the preparations required are extensive. To prepare for the renewal rite, the Oos, one must align their three primal essences: blood, bile, and mind. With the renewal charm in hand, one must endure the bite of a hummerwing, drink the venom of a snake, and meditate beneath a waterfall. If an outsider were to do these things, and demonstrate a true desire to learn more about our culture, I would not turn them away. The rites of the Saxhleel, they are not meant to be shared with outsiders. I advise against riding this current, but I will honor our agreement. Once one of you fulfills the requirements of preparation, we will begin the ritual of renewal. No, the ritual is sacred, and not something we discuss or talk about outside the confines of the Renewal Lodge. If you are the one to complete the preparations, you will learn about the ritual soon enough. The ritual embodies the concept of the Oos, the sacred mating practices of our tribe. Just as the plants and animals of the swamp renew their numbers with the turn of each new season, so too do we enter the lodge and renew our tribe.
Make sure Stibbons aligns his bodily fluids just as the Argonian described. I want him to be totally ready for the renewal ritual. Oh, goodness, no. That wouldn't be proper. I need to maintain my objectivity. For my readers, you understand. Stibbons will prepare himself, attend the ritual, and tell me all about it. Then I will recount it in my book with scholarly detachment. Stibbons! Go with our friend and align your bodily fluids. I want you to attend the renewal rite in my place.
I, milady? Why me?
So that you can tell me all about it and I can write it in my book. Now get going.
That looks like a hummerwing hive. Could you give it a little kick? Gently. Well, that's bigger than I expected. Ow! One bite, I said! One bite! snake venom. If I must drink the vile stuff, we'll need to find a den. Let's split up and look around. Ah, you located a snake den. Now, carefully, like milking a very small, elongated goat. Here goes nothing. Bottoms up. It's freezing under here, but I think I can feel my mind aligning quite nicely. I don't exactly know. I can't feel my extremities, but I think I'll stay under for a few more moments.
Be mindful of your head. This is a fruitful place to gather termite larvae, if you are wary of the occasional falling plank. Once, I think, Sithis tired of it and returned it to the trees. The changer is boundless in its creativity, yes. I do not. But I saw Amlai guiding a Malil to the ridge above. Imperials seem to have interest in such things. You'll have to go through the sunken bulwark east of here to get up there. Do not pay too steep a price for your curiosity.
Yeah!
Ugh, Stibbons, you smell like a swamp. Stand over there. This is... My
as you
manservant
wish,
did as you
milady.
asked. Will you allow him to observe your ritual?
If you insist. Come, Dryskin. Join us in the lodge. The oos starts now. Breathe deep the arousing fumes. Take it all in. Let your aligned essences guide you. When you feel totally filled, relax your cloaca and let it all out.
I don't think I have a cloaca.
Don't have a... Oh no. You must exit the lodge right now, Dryskin.
That was most peculiar.
Stibbons! Oh, not again. My sorry excuse for a manservant can't even take part in a simple Argonian ritual without one disaster or another befalling him. Worse, he didn't even get a chance to tell me what happened inside the lodge before he... changed. What happened to Stibbons? Why, the same thing that always happens. He ruined my latest undertaking by transforming into an egg. Oh, I'm sure this has something to do with the tribe's mating practices, but I can't for the life of me imagine how. Turn him back? Yes, I suppose I'll need to work on that. Or not. Imagine what might hatch from such an egg. Woo! Or maybe I'll make an omelet. I'm particularly famished after all this work. Anyway, here you are. For your assistance. It's been a pleasure. Despite his best efforts, Stibbons actually did something right. I have plenty of material for my book, including the first eyewitness account of an actual ovum transformation. Oh, but there's work to be done. I wonder what happens if I crack the shell. You saw what I saw. Of course, when it comes to the interplay of alchemical reagents and tribal magic, anything is possible. But for the purposes of my book, let's go with the transformation theory. I certainly hope so. Who's going to prepare my supper and afternoon bath? Unless you'd be interested in... No, I suppose not. I'll contact my colleagues in the Mages Guild. I'm sure one of them can help me work this out. Despite his best efforts, Stibbons...